All right, my name is Chris Campbell. I'm a practicing CPA, and I work with small businesses and individuals to help them pay the least amount of taxes possible while keeping them out of jail. So today I wanted to talk about entering in partnerships. Over the years, and I've witnessed it a few times recently, I've witnessed a number of partnership breakups. And it's one of those things where what seems to happen is you start out working together, and sometimes businesses doesn't necessarily go how you intended. I've seen it where partnerships are successful and they want to break apart, and I've seen where partnerships aren't necessarily successful, and that might be the driver that partners may want to. But I wanted to give a word of caution as someone that's witnessed it, where some of the breakups or separations were amicable, and I've seen it where it wasn't so amicable and it can get pretty nasty. But what I wanted to have people take notice was that you want to be careful when getting into business and creating a partnership or deciding to work with an individual or individuals, especially if it's closely held. I'm not necessarily talking about big law or anything like that where there's dozens and hundreds of partners. I'm referring more so to the close knit. So let's say there's 2, 3, 4 partners, maybe 5, but those that are closely held. If you're thinking about getting involved in business with someone, partnership, S corporation, whatever have you, I wanted to lay out a few things that one should take caution to or take heed of before hopping into a partnership with a particular individual or individuals. What most folks don't realize or don't understand is it's an equivalent to a marriage. So when you marry someone, or even if you decide to date someone, I'll say marry someone, because it's a pretty big commitment to hop into business in a partnership with someone, because you are going to be working very closely with that person or persons, and you just have to make sure that it's going to be a good fit. Because if you're really working hard at working on a business or building a business, you're going to be spending a lot of time with that person. And in some instances, you might be spending more time with these individuals than you might with your own family. So I've seen people taking this lightly. I shouldn't say lightly, but they're not necessarily thinking through it to really make sure that this is something that they want to do, and also make sure that it's a good fit. So here are a couple pointers when considering getting into a partnership with someone. The first thing is make sure that there's a skill set that complements what you do. When you're working with someone and you're creating a partnership, you want to make sure that the skill set that you have and the skill set that your partner or potential partners have complement each other. If you're good at one thing, say you're good at sales, you may want to combine with a person who excels at marketing. Or you might be good at marketing and you may want to combine with someone that is good at operations. The point here is that you don't want to combine with someone that's good at the same thing that you are and lacking in the same areas that you are. The skill sets just don't match up, and you have a hard time creating synergies as far as being able to bring a complete skill set of what you need for a business to grow and operate. You want to make sure that your skill sets complement each other. The next thing is you want to make sure that you actually like being around this person. Would you want to go and hang out with this person outside of work? Because you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person. And no one likes being around people that they don't like or that they wouldn't want to hang out with or be social with. I think you really need to make sure that you enjoy being around that person. Someone might be really good at what they do, but if you don't really jive with them, or you feel like you really wouldn't get along with them outside of work, it's tough to do in an intimate setting. If you're working and you're not necessarily a partnership and you're just co-workers, people do that all the time, where you work with folks from a co-worker capacity where you don't necessarily care for the individual and you go home. But that's a lot different from a co-worker, let's say if neither one of you are business owners, and if you actually own the business, because it requires a lot of time with that person. No one likes to be around people that they don't care for. And another thing is that you may want to make sure that your values align. And that kind of gets personal, and some people might say what someone does in their personal life or how they feel may not affect you from a working standpoint. To an extent, that's true, but I would also say that with values, what also tends to happen is as partners or working together as business owners, a lot of time personal life leads into business. What you may have going on in your personal life will at some point come over to business. When you're in a business and you're closely held, it's tough to keep the things separated. So for example, let's say that someone has young kids. That's going to affect lifestyle. In the sense you may expect a partner to put in 80 to 100 hours a week, but if you have someone that has two young kids at home or a kid at home, they may not be available to do that. In that sense, where you need to maybe get on the same page as far as values concerned and personal life. Are they a player, so to speak, when they have different significant others and they're spending a lot of time juggling what they have going on with this one or that one? Are they doing that while they're married? If you do that type of stuff, it usually doesn't end up. What happens? You wind up getting a divorce. And if you're operating a business together, obviously that's going to come into play. What other assets that are available through a divorce? Is a person more focused on juggling significant others versus being focused on business? I've seen where a partner would ask a partner to cover for them, so they say, "Hey, such and such calls or reaches out, just tell them I was with you." So those type of things. So again, these are the type of things that can bleed over into the business. So those are three things to consider when deciding or determining if you want to partner with someone. It's something that I don't think you should take lightly. Think very well about it, because if things go left and things aren't amicable when you part ways, it can get pretty nasty, pretty ugly. I've seen that. You spend a lot of time, money, resources, effort to try to wind your way out of it. So take those things into consideration. So that's all for now. So if you have any more questions about accounting, tax, or related issues or questions, feel free to reach out. Happy to help. All right, that's all for now, and I'll see you on the next one.